Hey everyone, this is Ms. Moffat from across the Litiverse, and welcome to Manga Monday Volume 2, a semi-regular series where I profile new books and classic gems for the manga-minded. Last week I checked out Barakamon Volume 1 and Sword Art Online Progressive Volume 1 from Yen Press, and this week I'm going to be looking at a couple of series for, let's say, more mature readers. Okay, for old readers like me, god. First we have Monster, the Perfect Edition by Naoki Urasawa, published by Viz Media. Dr. Kenzo Tenma seems to have it all. He's an accomplished brain surgeon set to receive a high-profile promotion. He's the favorite of Eisler Memorial Hospital's director Udo Heinemann, and he's the fiancé of Heinemann's gorgeous daughter Eva. In one night, Tenma's life is shattered when fraternal twins Johann and Anna Liebert arrive at the hospital. Tenma makes the call to prioritize the boy's life above that of the mayor of Dusseldorf, who arrives on the same night at the same time with a life-threatening condition. However, the boy arrives at the hospital first, and Tenma gives his attention to the boy. Tenma falls from grace at the hospital and with Eva for saving a so-called unimportant life over that of the mayor's, and subsequently the hospital comes under fire from the media and from the public at large. However, in the aftermath of this incident, director Heinemann and the doctor standing in Tenma's way are found murdered, and the twins have disappeared. The police suspect Tenma's more involved than he's letting on, but there's no evidence to prove otherwise. Instead, Tenma finds himself sucked into an ever-evolving mystery surrounding the twins, and the secrets buried there might cause him to question his entire life's purpose up until that point. I almost don't know where to start with Monster. I've also read most of Urasawa's Pluto series, and I knew I'd be in good hands here as well. For anyone who thinks they don't like manga, I challenge you to read Monster because you will be blown away not only by the art, but also by the complex morality that Urasawa loves to explore. In this case, you have a doctor who fundamentally wants to help people and doesn't want to believe that certain lives are worth more than others. However, he works at a hospital that's concerned with its own prestige and the pride of its research, so it does have a vested interest in saving preeminent lives. Then, on the other hand, the same well-meaning doctor saves the life of a young boy that perhaps the world would have been better off losing. Yeah, it's one of those moral mindfucks. Urasawa sees the world as a swirling, overwhelming sea of grays, and any reader with a black and white mindset will likely have his or her perspective shaken up and torn apart by this man. I am giving this series the green light as well, and I need more Urasawa in my life. Next is Ooku, The Inner Chambers, Volume 1 by Fumi Yoshinaga, also from Viz Media. Welcome to the world of alternative history, manga style. In feudal Japan, a strange sex-specific disease wipes out almost the entire male population in 1 year. 80 years later, the country has bounced back thanks to the women who have entered all levels of Japanese society. However, this changes inverted Japanese social structures and its restructured gender norms in the world at large. Families with good standing are concerned with marrying their sons off to prominent, powerful women, whereas on the flip side, poorer families are forcing their sons to enter male brothels where they're being paid to sleep with women and hopefully impregnate them as well. In this world, only the Tokugawa shogunate, or the ruler of Japan, is allowed to keep an all-male harem as a symbol of her power over the people. This series focuses on the men, or the Ooku, who live in the inner chambers of the shogunate. I'm largely a fan of alternative histories, but I was a little mixed on the first volume of the series, largely because I couldn't understand why families would send their sons to live in the inner chambers in the first place. I think it meant that families received a certain level of income based on their son's prominence in the shogun's harem, but there still seemed to be an element of individual choice involved, whereas I feel like if the gender roles had been reversed, there would have been a greater focus on the force used when sending daughters off to the palace in the first place. I did find their view on gender differences to be intriguing in this world. There's one section where a woman says outright that men are physically stronger than women, but because of the aggressiveness of this particular disease, men are seen as having a weaker temperament, and women now feel a protectiveness over men in general. Yoshinaga spends the first part of this volume outlining the new social norms in this world, and she's very careful with structuring the new tensions that exist between the sexes because of this disease. One huge turnoff for me with Ooku, though, was the dialogue. The translator wanted to capture the historical flavor of the series, but ended up translating it into a loosely Shakespearean English. In one scene, a gent refers to another man as a fop, but a fop has a very specific historical and cultural context in England that does not translate into a Japanese setting at all. It was extremely off-putting and made the reading experience less enjoyable. I gave Ooku a yellow rating because I'm curious to see how this society develops in the next book, but I'm thinking it might be a series that I'm going to drop. We shall see. So that's a wrap on my second Manga Monday, and as always, if you have any recommendations, please leave comments below. For now, signing off. Naoki Urasawa, maybe published. Why am I editing this while I'm filming?